Radhe Radhe, Dandava Pranam.
Dandava Pranam.
Welcome to Shri Shri Radha Vinobihari Mandir, Gopinath Bhavan, Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai.
Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai, Patik Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Shachinandana Gaura Hari ki jai, Radha Vinobihari Ju ki jai, Radha Ramana Ju ki jai, Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Radhe Radhe, Dandava Pranam.
Dandava Pranam.
So, we will begin with Mangalacharan, page 1 of this book, Shri Gauriya Giti Guccha, Vandeham, Shri Guru, Shri Yuta Padakamalam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaisnava Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganam Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamshcha Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Dhyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayanitti Namine Shri Krishna Leela Katane Sudaksham Godarya Madhurya Gunaishta Yuktam Varam Varinyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tvam Shirasha Namami Tridandinam Bhakta Shiromanincha Shri Krishna Pada Jivitaika Hridni Chaitanya Leelamrita Sarasar Narayanam Tvam Satatam Prapadye Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashtatya Deshakarine Namo Vishnupadaya Gaurapresthaya
अतीवर्त्यचरित्राय स्वश्रितानञ्चपालिने जीवदुःखे सदरताय श्रीनाम प्रेमदायिने नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीति नामिने श्रीवर्षभारती देवी दयिताय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दयिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्ज्वल प्रेमाध्य श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिदा श्रीगौर करुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दिनकारिणे रूपानुगविरुद्धाप सिद्धान्तध्वन्तहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात्कैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भारसम्बोधे पदम्बुजायते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगमनायते गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्देष्टा सजनप्रिय वैष्णव सर्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जयतां सुरतोपङ्गो मम मन्दं मतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदम्बोज राधामदनमोहनो दिव्यबृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमदो श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थो श्री श्रीराधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेव प्रेष्ठानिधि सेव्यमानुस्मरामि श्रीमन्द्रसरसारम्भी वंशिवतततस्थितः कार्षन्वेणुस्वनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथश्रीस्तु नः वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्यै प्रियायै केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावग्निर्वापनं श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिकावितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतास्वादनं सर्वात्मस्वपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्णसङ्कीर्तनं हरेर्नाम हरेर्नाम हरेर्नामेव केवलं कलो नास्त्येव 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 गतिरन्यथा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना. Page 360 in this songbook. And if you don't have the songbook, then Jiva Pavana Prabhu very kindly and mercifully post the bhajans in the comment section of the thread. So just scroll to the most recent, newest post of Jiva Pavana Prabhu, and there you will find the bhajan along with translation and sometimes beautiful commentaries. Thank you.
All Vaishnavas, thank you, Jiva Pavana Prabhu, for your seva.
गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना. गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना. मेरी शरण पराम चरणों में जगा देना. मेरी शरण चरणों में जगा देना. गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना. सोए हुए भाग्य हे नाथ जगाओ हे नाथ मेरी नाम लोहे उसे मार लगा देना मेरी गुरुदेव कृपा करके मुझको अपना लेना तुम सुख के सागर भक्ति के सहारे हो तुम मेरे मंदिर सवारे हो मुझे प्यार से प्यारे हो मेरे मुझे प्राण से प्यारे हो
Hari Hari, Kabe Mor, Hoibe Sudina. Page
41.
41. Ah,
Right
Hoibe
next to
Sudina.
Bhaktivedanta Vaisnava. So it is in that.
Yes.
Okay.
Hoibe Sudina or Habe Heno Dina?
Habe Heno Didi.
Yeah, I thought I heard Hoibe Sudina. That's why I was. Hari Hari, Kabe Mor, Habe Heno Dina.
You're remembering Gurudeva, aren't you?
Yeah.
Me too.
Many years before, we were in San Francisco with our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta, Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And I had never sung this bhajan before, let alone led it. And Gurudev was in a very deep and grave mood, and he just looked at me and he said, Bimala Vaisnava. And I was like, what song is that? I think it's one of the Hari Hari ones. So I was scanning through, and he just sat there very strong the whole time.
Looking at one person.
Looking at one person in the audience. So I'm going to read the mood of this bhajan because he was teaching that person a lesson. And really, it's not just for that person, but it's for all of us. Bhaktivedanta Thakur is giving us all a lesson. O Hari, when will such a day be mine? I shall develop attachment to pure-hearted Vaishnavas, by which my material desires will be subdued. No disparity shall remain between my internal and external behavior. Just so you know, that doesn't mean that if my internal behavior is nonsense, that I should then present it publicly nonsense, in a nonsense way. Rather, if I'm behaving properly on the outside, I should make the inside one with that. I shall not desire honor for myself, and shall instead offer respect to others. I shall remain constantly absorbed in chanting Krishna's names and remembering him. I shall perform my bodily activities out of habit, just to maintain my life. It means not to go overboard with all kinds of material pursuits, but enough to keep the body and soul together comfortably so that one can endeavor on the path of bhakti. I shall become attached only to that which is favorable to bhajan for Sri Krishna. I shall firmly reject whatever is unfavorable for bhajan. As absorbed in bhajan, when the time comes, I shall readily give up this body. With these aspirations, Bhaktivedanta resides in the forest of Godrun. He always weeps in a solitary place, anxious at heart to receive the mercy of the Lord.
So as Kishori Mohan Prabhu was leading this kirtan and Gurudev was staring at this one devotee, I whispered in their ear, be ready, I think he's going to have you speak, you know, I mean, so this devotee was like, I know. And then after the bhajan was finished, Gurudev started his Mangalacharna. And I said, oh, I thought he was going to say something or have you speak. And she said, he already said everything in this kirtan. It was like Kishori singing it, but Gurudev was looking at this person, you know, giving this to them. It was very powerful. Actually, he gave it to all of us, considering that every time we sing this kirtan, that remembrance of Gurudev's gravity and the mood of which he was trying to give was very, very clear. And we remember that very deeply. It created a sanskar, a very deep impression in our hearts.
Interestingly enough, it was a very public venue. I think it was at the Chinese theater, and the public was also invited to come.
The press.
And the press also. And it was, generally, it would be a more general kind of class.
You know, like more fun.
And maybe light and more, like light kirtan and light meaning like happy and, you know,
more
like the brunch
Hindi,
kirtans,
yeah.
you know, like, you know, the kind of
Ali
Mohe Lage, Par Karenge, really upbeat, and Gurudev would have been, you know, speaking more about the Jiva, Sanatan, Dharma, and something about Krishna, and maybe Christus, Krishna. But Gurudev didn't seem to take any notice of the outside venue.
particular person came.
That particular person was there, and Gurudev focused his energy, and it was quite interesting. He just seemed to like not take into consideration this outside thing that was going on. This was essential for him. And when I'm looking back at it now for the first time, I'm seeing how merciful, how kind, how concerned and affectionate that Guru sees that one disciple is having some difficulty, and he puts aside everything else and focuses all of his energy, just as any loving parent, except Guru is more than millions of mothers. But if all of your children are doing fine, but one of them is going into a dangerous situation, then the parent will leave all the ones that are okay and doing fine and run after that one. So I see that Gurudev was doing that. He left everything behind, focused his attention, and really kept the mood very grave. You can see it through that whole video, all of the photos. Gurudev was very strong. But actually that strength is his affection, his kindness, his mercy, his compassion, his endeavor to rescue and save that soul who might be wandering off in the wrong direction.
And also the impression that it left in everyone there. You know, it wasn't just like you said for this one person, it's for all of us. And through that one action and activity of giving something to one particular person, it created a deep impression within everyone there. Everybody was very serious.
He was like during the bhajan, you know, just kind of looking very, you know, that laser look with those blue eyes, piercing and focused. Yes, picking his fingers as he would, and he was just glaring forward like this, giving his mercy. Hari Hari Kabe mo habe heno dino Hari Hari Kabe mo habe
Shri Krishna bhajane anukulo jahan. Shri Krishna bhajane anukulo jahan. Ahe ho Yamurari.
Nityananda Prabhu bhajan. In the Gaur Bhajan section, where is it? Okay. We haven't done for a long time. Jai Jai Nityananda. Oh.
Rohini Kumar.
Okay, we're in sync. Jai Jai Nityananda, Rohini Kumar, page 64. Continue.
No.
We'll do Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaja's tune. Page 64. If you do not have a songbook, just scroll to Jiva Pavana Prabhu's most recent post, and there you will find the bhajan there.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Krishna Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi पाषण्डे जतो Avatar Sar, Gorai Avatar by Lochandas Thakur, page 82. with that little mun added in there.
Yeah, it's very pleasing.
Mun.
Which one?
I flipped to Madhava Bahutaminotu Kori Toy. Madhava Hey. Page 144. kiye manusha pashu pakhi je jana niye kiye Sorry, I didn't realize that one goes from such extremes. What's the time? अनुपमा माधुरी जोड़ी हमारे श्याम श्यामा page. It's in the Hindi version section. Page 364.
364.
Something is missing. Tampura. It was off for the whole Madhave. Krishna Vrishabharanandri Shivagiraha Takunani ki Jai, Shri Radha Vina Bihari Ju ki
Jai. You missed it.
I missed a line. Where?
Okay, seeing college every day.
Sorry? Did I really miss a line?
I believe you did.
Because I remembered something at that moment and I became distracted.
What happened?
We'll talk about it after Hare Krishna. But happened when Uttam met Gurudeva in the future.
Oh.
Hare Krishna. Today's the day. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Nityanamine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girin Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandava Pranam thousands of times at the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishna Vishnupad, astottara Shri Srimad Shri Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaja. In the same thousands of Dandava Pranam, in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishna Vishnupad, astottara Shri Srimad Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada. Gauri, Vaishnavas past, present and future, including all of you who are present with us today, I offer my Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, dear Vaishnavas. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. So, before, when we were singing Anupama Madhuri Jodi, I became a little bit, how do you say, absent-minded, because I was remembering something which happened today and something which happened many years before. And it's amazing how it seems that almost with any interaction, there's a corresponding interaction or lesson from Srila Gurudev or any of our Guru Varga that we can remember. And so, I was remembering because there was a young man whose wife is very sick, and he was searching for anyone who could help him. And he contacted me today, asking me if I knew of anyone who could help, because she was feeling very, very ill, extremely weak and everything else, and he was practically begging. And so as I was singing, I remembered him begging and just the feeling of desperation of him begging for her because he doesn't know what the outcome will be. And then I remembered Srila Gurudev many, many years ago. But I don't want to tell it because Sudevi is willing and ready to tell it. And so I would like to request Sudevi to come and share this beautiful interaction with Srila Gurudev that we had, which this experience today reminded me of.
Stay where you are.
Oh,
You can just...
No, okay. I don't know if you can see it. Come on.
We can see here. Dandavat
I can't
Pranam.
see you in here.
It takes a minute. I actually... No, it's okay. They can hear me. So, Dandavat Pranam Vaishnavas. Ajnanatimirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So, once when we were in the Fiji Islands with our Gurudev, it just so happened that we had a 305-acre farm, and we had been giving lectures, actually just...
We were managing it.
He was managing it, and I was giving lectures. In the evening times, I was just repeating Gurudev's lectures. I would read them and just repeat them, as we do now. And we were trying to inspire some of those who were working on the farm to come and see Gurudev. But it would be a 24-hour cargo ship boat ride all the way to the other island. So it so happened that the foreman of our workers, he made his way to this island, 24-hour cargo ship. He came to see Gurudev. And we were so shocked when he arrived. We're like, oh, somebody came, you made it. So we immediately brought him to Gurudev's room. In the Fiji Islands, Gurudev was somehow always available. People didn't really know that they could come and see him and have darshans and speak with him. So ultimately, they would push us in Gurudev's room. They're like, you're from Fiji now, get in the room. And we would just sit there and look at Gurudev. So we were able to immediately bring this devotee, or this person in. And we told Gurudev, he came from such a long way, he works on our farm. And Gurudev, oh, very good, very good. And then he wanted Harinam from Gurudev. He asked, will you give me Harinam? And Gurudev smiled, and to prove that he really wanted Harinam, he began to tell this shlok from... The man began to tell this shlok from Haridas Thakur, from saying that you can cut my body into thousands and thousands of pieces, but yet I will never give up the chanting of the holy names. Gurudev used to say, in fact, all of those pieces that you cut will continue chanting the holy name. So he said this to Gurudev, and Gurudev laughed, and he said, oh, can you do like this? And as if he were being tested, he was just like, yes, I can do it. And Gurudev laughed and he said, no, you cannot do. And then he told his story. He said, once there was a young man, and he had an arranged marriage. Never before had he seen his bride-to-be, but on the day of their wedding, he met her for the first time. After some time, 3 months into their marriage, this newly married bride became very sick. And the groom, the husband, began to bring her to so many doctors. Nobody could find out what was wrong with her or how to cure her. After some time, she became so sick that he had to stay home to take care of her. Because of that, he had no money. And very soon, Gurudev said he was begging in the street, please help me, my wife is going to die, help me. Then Srila Gurudev said, 3 months previously, this girl could have died. And this man wouldn't have cared, it wouldn't have touched his life whatsoever. And he said, but now, because sambandha, relationship is there. What?
No, it's a relationship.
Oh, relationship is there. He's willing to become a beggar in the street for her. He said, so when you have relationship with Harinam, with Guru, then you can actually become a beggar in the street for Guru, for Krishna, when you have sambandha, relationship. And so today, when this young man, he's a newly married man, his wife has symptoms of a very common pandemic-like disease going around. And he was like, I need help. I don't have enough money even to get a test for her. And so we went to some devotees and they helped to get the money for him to even just get a test for her, all the way in Agra. And then he began to say, look at this. He had nowhere to turn. And he became like a beggar, and he began to remember Gurudev. And this sambandha, and the young man was like, I love you, thank you. You know, tell the devotees who are helping, thank you, I love them. So Gurudev said like this, because sambandha is there, he's willing to go, please help me. Otherwise, you don't see young men walking around begging like that generally. So anyway.
I just needed to prove that Sudevi wasn't just a recorded voice in the background, that every time we needed her to speak that I just push record or play on the tape recorder. She's still
I don't like being on camera.
Full of energy. But in this connection, what we just spoke, Gurudev mentioned this word sambandha, means relationship. How to develop relationship with Sri Harinam Prabhu. This is by the mercy of Sri Guru. Harinam Prabhu means Krishna himself. We have never really fully, completely established our relationship with Krishna. It's there inherently in its potential. But we have not really fully established that. There's no way that Maya can cross the dividing line between the material and spiritual worlds, and it's not really a line. It's an insurmountable transcendental ocean, if you want to call it a line. It is known as the Viraja river. It is beyond the realm of the three modes of material nature. Viraja. This is quite explicitly described in our Srila Prabhupada's teachings of Lord Chaitanya. I remember I read that over and over and over again because Gurudev had been saying it, and then I read it and I was just really going deep into that understanding that Maya stays at a very far distance with her head lowered in shame, that she cannot even go close. How can she enter into Krishna's eternal pastimes and distract one of his eternal, loving, pure devotees? Pull them out of there, and poor Krishna will be there. My friends don't love me anymore. No, it's not like that. So Maya cannot go there. They have nitya sambandha, means it's already established. But what does Gurudev do for us? Nama shreshtham manavapi sachiputramatra swarupam rupam tasyagrajam urupurim maturim goshtavatim radha kundam girivaramaho radhika madhavasham prapto yasya pratitakapaya shri gurum tannatosmi. I offer pranam, my obeisances at the lotus feet of Shri Guru for so many reasons. But each of these reasons are because he awakens relationship in our hearts with all of these transcendental personalities. We say personality is also the Dham, also Giriraj Maharaj. Shachiputram Atra Swarupam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all of his associates, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami and all of their associates, our Guru Varga, Rupam Taspurim, Maturim, Goshtavatim, the residents of the Dham, Radha Kunda, Giriraj Maharaj, and Radha Madhava. He awakens relationship with all of them. This is the meaning of Divya Gyan, Hriday Prakashita. Within our heart, he manifests or awakens our intrinsic inherent relationship with Krishna. That is Sambandha. So Shri Guru is the medium by which that is awakened, all of those relationships. And also, not only by the association of Guru, but what Guru gives us. Guru gives us mantras. These mantras are known as Diksha mantras. Diksha, this conjugation has been opened up into Divyam Jnanam Kshapayati iti Diksha. So of Diksha, when you separate it, you have Div and Ksha. Div represents Divyam Jnanam, or this transcendental knowledge. What is that transcendental knowledge? What is the nature of our relationship with Krishna and all of Krishna's eternal associates? This is Divyam Jnanam, transcendental knowledge. What is the nature of my love, my service, everything to Krishna? This is transcendental knowledge. And Kshapayati means the natural, subsequent removal, automatic removal or disappearance of all things which are unfavorable to the development or awakening of that relationship. It means all anarthas, all aparads, all kinds of misgivings, everything which is not favorable for that goal. Anartha. All of that is removed. So, Divyam Jnanam Shapayati iti Diksha. This is Diksha. But Diksha is not just the moment that Gurudev gives mantra. Diksha is a process of awakening. From here, all the way to perfection. Because it is the awakening of our eternal relationship. So the reception of mantras from Shri Guru, you can say this is the beginning, or even the moment that we have met or seen or been seen by the pure devotee, and somehow an inspiration comes in our heart by the will of Krishna. Whom he chooses to say, now it is time for you to wake up, boom, something happens inside. From that point, you can say Diksha begins. But these mantras are especially powerful. Why? Gurudev gives Brahma Gayatri, Guru Mantra, Guru Gayatri. This is relationship, eternal relationship with Sri Guru, externally appearing as mantra. Just like Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you can say it's a mantra, but when you really understand what Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is, Harinama Tua Aneka Swarupa. This is really the unlimited, transcendental forms of Krishna in all pastimes. Amala Harinam, within your pure name, all of your transcendental pastimes are manifested. Hare Krishna is Radha and Krishna. Jugal Milan, conjugal. They're meeting in their separation. Hare Krishna is not just a sound vibration or a mantra. Hare Krishna is the personality. Radha and Krishna together. So, in the same way, our Diksha mantras are not just sound vibration. Sri Guru gives us those mantras and requests us to recite them daily, 3 times a day. Today, one very nice devotee, a prominent preacher, sent us a quote from our own Gurudev. He's from another Sangha, but he was very inspired by Srila Gurudev Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswamipada. And he sent us this quote from our Gurudev about chanting our Diksha mantras. How to chant them, what is the proper timing to do it, what is improper, and really how we should chant, with what kind of mood we should chant. And the essence was sambandha, with relationship. What is the goal of chanting my mantras? It's not just because, oh, I'm supposed to do it because it's a certain time of day, in the morning and midday and the evening, so I should chant it. The goal, the hope, or the aspiration is to more increasingly awaken the relationship with the deity of that mantra. So what is the deity of Guru Mantra and Guru Gayatri? That is our Sri Gurudev. Not only in sadhak roop, or the form as a sadhaka in this world, but also in siddha roop, as an intimate, transcendental, serving associate of Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan, transcendental Vrindavan. What is the eternal form of my Gurudev? How are they serving Radha and Krishna? Srila Gurudev told us in Fiji, I told you yesterday, Krishnanandaya Dhimahi. Sorry, I'm allowed to say that much? Please forgive me. Krishnanandaya, he said, means to serve Radha and Krishna. Krishna means Krishna Anandaya and Krishna Anandaya, he said. But then he said, in that intimate service, intimate relationship, no other male form can serve there. When it is Radha and Krishna's meeting. So who is serving and giving pleasure and happiness to Radha and Krishna must be in their feminine form. This is our Rupanuga Guru Varga. So I forgot to actually add that yesterday, and somehow it was inspired, the remembrance came today in this connection. Then there's Gaur Mantra and Gaur Gayatri. This is awakening, developing, and increasing our relationship with the Ishtadev, or the deity, the Murti of that sound vibration. That is Sri Shachinandan Gaurahari Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That mantra and that Gayatri, Gaur Mantra and Gaur Gayatri, is the relationship developing mantra by which we will realize that this is the form and the personality of Sachinandan Gaurahari. Then he has given us Gopal Mantra. And specifically, when we were reading through this book, that is the mantra which Gop Kumar was given to chant. And according to one's mood, they will highlight any particular part of that mantra. Means the intrinsic mood of one's Atma in relationship with Krishna. That Gopal Mantra. So Gop Kumar's intrinsic, inherent, eternal mood is that of a cowherd boy, a friend of Krishna in transcendental Vrindavan. So he would highlight particular aspects of that mantra, the Yashodanandan aspect of that mantra, whereas those who are going toward Madhurya Bhav will highlight other aspects, the Gopi Jana Vallabha aspects of that mantra. And they will realize and understand the form of that mantra and their relationship with that mantra, especially if they have a particular goal while chanting that mantra. It will at a certain point, it will no longer be a mantra. It will be an automatic connected reciprocation with the deity of that mantra. And the last one is love itself, prem, our desired goal. And then of course there's Panchatattva Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So these mantras are given to us not just because we have to chant them, but because they are developing our sambandha, our relationship with these divine transcendental personalities. That's why we hear about gurus and Vaishnavas on their holy days and different forms of the Lord and His Shaktis. We observe and celebrate Radhashtami, hearing about the beautiful glories, pastimes of Srimati Radhika. Then some kind of familiarity may form and an attachment to hearing that katha. When we glorify Krishna and hear about Him more and more, by that absorption, gradually attachment forms. That's why we should be careful about hearing Gramya Katha, means the glories and the subject matters of persons who are absorbed in the material energy and who are also sharing that with others, because attachment, familiarity will form. This is one of the things that Rupa Goswami tells us in the verse about how to develop loving exchanges with devotees. Shadvidham pratilakshanam dadati pratigunnati guhyamakyati prichati bhunkte bhojayate chaiva. All of these activities or interactions, they form closeness. And that closeness makes attachment. And that attachment also brings absorption. That absorption carries us to our next life or next millions of lives. So Mahaprabhu says, be careful for Gramya Katha. Don't hear that, because your heart and your mind will be distracted by that. You should only hear subject matters of Krishna, of the pure devotees. Those things that will create absorption in everything transcendental. Then we can move forward on the path of bhakti. Our sambandha, or our relationship, should be with Sri Guru, should be with Vaishnavas, the pure Vaishnavas, the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu themselves, all of the associates of Krishna and Sri Vrindavan Dham, especially those associates of Radha and Krishna, who will carry us to our intrinsic, inherent, final aspiration and destination of loving service at their lotus feet. Gopi bhartu padakamalayor dasa dasa anudasaha. So many different special spiritual mediums have been given to us expressly for the purpose of awakening our relationship with these transcendental personalities. And when we become attached to those relationships, then naturally we will become detached from our material relationships. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati. Attachment to the lotus feet of Shri Guru. This will bring us to the highest destination. Aise Uttama, highest Gati, destination. This will bring us to perfection. So, from this perspective, what Gurudev said, when you have relationship with someone, then you can become desperately absorbed and begging for them. So if our relationship is with Sri Harinam Prabhu, then we can weep and cry for the mercy of Radha and Krishna. If our relationship is with Gurudev, then we can sincerely and desperately cry for the mercy of Gurudev. If we don't have that relationship strong, then we've been given so many transcendental mediums by which those relationships can strengthen. And when one has higher taste in higher relationships, means transcendental relationships, which actually groove along with the nature of the soul, align with the nature of the soul, which is also transcendental, then gradually and naturally, spontaneously, all of the mundane attachments, mundane relationships, the temporary things of the temporary material world will become more and more weak, or say less and less strong. And eventually, they can be relinquished. I remember Srila Gurudev speaking about this. Leave that thing as if you've passed stool. You don't want to stay there and watch it and look at it and meditate. You leave it and you go. You leave it and you don't think about it again. So only through the higher taste, and this higher taste comes through this development of relationship. That's why so much emphasis has been given on this. What is it? One should develop Vishramdena Gurur Seva. Serve Gurudev with intimacy, with love, with affection, with this feeling of relationship. And this mood of mamata, possessiveness. Our Gurudev would say mineness. This mood also needs to develop. When you have this feeling of possessiveness to anything of this material world, then it creates these deep attachments and these deep bondages which really bind us here fully. All of the attachments, they bind us in this material world and keep us rotating in samsara. But Sri Guru mercifully cuts those knots if we take shelter of Sri Guru with the sword of transcendental knowledge. Vidyate hridaya grantis. All the knots that are binding us, our hearts in this material world. And Guru gives us relationship with all transcendental personalities. So when we hold on to those relationships, those superior transcendental relationships which are in alignment with the soul, then we can let go of those other things, the mundane bindings. They will become rather insignificant. Ar kabe nitai chandir koruna hoibe sangsarabashan mor kabe tuchcha have. By the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who manifests in our life here and now in the form of Sri Guru and Vaishnavas. Ar kabe, when, oh when will he give me his mercy? Ar kabe nitai chandir koruna hoibe sangsarabashan mor kabe tuchcha have. My entire attachment, my entire bondage to this samsara which I have been holding on to since forever will be rendered insignificant. This is something we can hope for. This is something we can pray for. And really we don't even need to pray for that. We should pray for the positive mercy. This is one of the specialities of our Srila Gurudev. The positive conceptions and moods that he would give us, so that we could become so attracted to hearing about Krishna, to wanting to hear about the pure devotees, the way he would speak about his Gurudev, the way he would speak about our Srila Prabhupada, the way he would speak about Mahaprabhu, the way he would speak about Krishna and Srimati Radhika and Rupa Goswami. I was like, I know these people. They're my family. They're mine. So he created this mood of mamata. And when that mamata is there, that feeling of possessiveness, then also, when one feels this kind of relationship and connection to any transcendental personality, then when anything comes which is opposed to that, then also defensiveness comes. And through that possessiveness and the simultaneous defensiveness, the increase of the mood of depth of connectedness comes. We've seen how our Guru Varga were so strong when anything came against Krishna or anything came against Mahaprabhu or their own Gurudev. They were like lions. Anything against the teachings of bhakti, so powerful. And this increased the depth of their relationship and their feeling of dependence upon their Prabhus, upon their masters. So this mamata, this feeling, this mood of possessiveness, this comes through the deepening of relationship. And when that is very, very strong, then nothing should be able to break that. And I'm using the word should, because if it is not strong enough, then that could be maybe shaken or broken. Many, many years before we came to Gurudev, someone made a comment which, in the process of trying to glorify our Srila Prabhupada, they were denigrating the position of his Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And for some reason, Sudevi was sitting there. They were great, good friends. We're sitting across the table, taking prasad together. And the way he said it, everyone else failed. Only he did it. And then he said, basically, even his own guru failed. I don't know what happened to Sudevi, but she turned red. She started shaking. And she was like that little girl, I'm going to chop your head off and kill you. But she didn't say that. She just said, how dare you say that about him? He gave us Srila Prabhupada. He gave us everything. And boom, relationship done. I don't know how it was, but that mamata, that possessive mood in her heart was so strong towards Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada that it was just like, how could you dare say such a thing? Do you think Prabhupada will be pleased by how you just said that about his guru? And it was just cut. When one develops a deep mamata relationship with any transcendental personality, then the mundane relationships of this world can be cut so easily. And this is their mercy. What is binding us to this material world? If our attachment is great enough to Guru and Krishna and the Vaishnavas, then all of these things that we can find so valuable here, the moment they start to encroach into that, they can be removed. And we should see this as the mercy of Gurudev, the mercy of the Vaishnavas, the mercy of Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu and Krishna. We may have to reside in that situation, but our attachment should be to Krishna. This is the message of all Shastras. This is the message of Mahaprabhu. He even told this to Raghunath Das Goswami. Yes, you should be at home, but be in such a way that no one can detect what is going on with your mind and heart. So that no one can detect, but let your mind and heart become completely absorbed in and attached to serving Radha and Krishna 24 hours a day. So this is recommended to us by Mahaprabhu himself and by all of our Guru Varga. Whatever situation you're in, be there. Manabol, Hari Bol. Bhaktivedanta Thakur is saying, Grihe Tako, Bane Tako, Bol Hari Bol. In every situation, whether you're a Grihastha, whether you're a sannyasi, Banapras, Brahmachari, in whatever situation you're in, always remember Krishna, always chant the names of Krishna. So I just was inspired today to remember, because of this young man's desperation, he contacting so many friends, help me, I need to get a test, my wife is desperately ill. And in that situation, and I was remembering this interaction with Srila Gurudev, how this boy is like, you can cut my body into thousands of pieces, and yet I can never give up the chanting of the holy names. And then Gurudev said, can you do it? He's like, yes. And he said, no, you can't. Only if you have relationship with Harinam Prabhu, then we can be like this. So that relationship, that sambandha, is essential for us to develop. And if we have this understanding of what our goal is for all of our processes in bhakti and why we require those goals, what will it do for us? Then it will shift our practice from just being a ritual to being an intention with attention. There is a reason, there is a purpose, there is a deep, excuse me, I just have to turn off this volume here. There's a deep reason, Srila Gurudev said, behind everything that we do on the path of bhakti. Our Goswamis have not given us anything just for, just to keep us busy for the time being, for some random sake. No, everything they gave us was with intention, for a purpose. And us, as devotees or aspiring devotees, we have that obligation to search deeply. What is this? what has been given to me? What is its purpose? How should I approach this? Gurudev has told me to do this thing. What meaning does it have for me? How can I maximize my understanding of this in such a way that I will do it with my heart, with an intention, with a goal? Bhakti means with attention, with intention, and with a goal. Everything exclusively, ultimately, for the pleasure, for the happiness, for the benefit of Krishna. So now I want to continue going beyond Vaikuntha with you. I just need to check and see if there are any questions, comments, criticisms, or... Okay, not yet. So before entering into this beautiful transcendental treasure, which is also based on this whole idea of the awakening of this eternal relationship, or sambandha. Sambandha, band means to bind. And in this case, we're going to bind with the transcendental personality. So his relationship is awakening. It's all about sambandha. Sanatan Goswami, who manifested Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita, he is the Acharya of Sambandha Jnana. Means knowledge of our relationship with Krishna. That's why the first questions he asked to Mahaprabhu were those basic, foundational, existential questions. Who am I? Why am I here? Why am I suffering? What is my purpose? Basic, foundational, existential questions. And he basically brings us to the awakening of our relationship with Krishna. And then Abhideya Acharya is Rupa Goswami. This is relationship in practice. Within practice, this is Abhideya. And Prayojan, the Acharya of Prayojan or perfection, is Raghunath Das Goswami. And so each status, you can say, also has a Thakur, Thakurji. So Gaudiya Thakur are three. Madan Mohan, the Thakur of Sambandha Gyan. Govindaji, the Thakur of Abhideya. And Gopinath, the Thakur of Prayojan. So Sanatan Goswami is our foundation, bringing us into relationship or sambandha with the Lord. And so our Srila Gurudev made a beautiful commentary on this Brihad Bhagavatamrita, and this is one of his commentaries on the journey of Gopkumar. There's two sections of Brihad Bhagavatamrita, so one of them is the journey of Gopkumar, and our Gurudev has made this beautiful commentary. So we will pray in the dust of the lotus feet with the words of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Vairaga Juga Bhakti Rasam Prayatnay Apayanan Mam Anubhipshamandam Kripambudiryapada Dukuduki Sanatanaspam Prabhum Ashrayami. Begging in the dust of their lotus feet to make even a particle of their moods, or many particles, which are present within these pages, manifest within our hearts. So it's interesting that Srila Gurudev was speaking about pure bhakti versus karma. This is what we left off of yesterday. I'll just read the last short paragraph. If we're doing any service for the Lord externally, but internally we're actually doing it for ourselves or our wife or husbands or sons or daughters or for money, then it cannot really be considered bhakti. It's considered to be karma. Because I'm doing an external activity, but the real purpose is I want something as a result. The karma means activity for attaining a reciprocal result. From those who are offering puja solely for the pleasure of Bhagavan, even though there may be some mistake in it, it will be accepted as genuine bhakti. So we discussed this yesterday. There may be some imperfection, external apparent imperfection, but if something is being done with pure love and affection, maybe some mistake may be there present, external mistake. And our Gurudev gave that example when we were discussing real kirtan versus not real kirtan. Not real kirtan means everything can be done perfectly. externally. Perfect harmonium, perfect drum, perfect vocals with all of the alaps and the kartals going. And there are people who can play kartals like 2 sets and they're flicking the strings around and they're playing them perfectly in time. And all of that show can be there, but there might not be one semblance of bhakti within it. So it's not really kirtan at that point. It's actually considered, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj said, Mahaprabhu considered it to be a vice. If one is doing kirtan for the purpose of kanaka, receiving money, kamani, for receiving sense gratification, or for pratishta, for receiving name, fame, adoration, position, and power, and any of these other things, other than for the pleasure or service of Guru Gauranga Radha Krishna, then it is considered vice. A vice is something which is actually not good or not favorable. So, and Srila Gurudev said, but if someone is sitting in the corner and they don't have any rhythm, they have no good tuning, maybe their voice is choked up, but from the core of their heart they are weeping and calling out, Gurudev Kripa Bindudiya, like that. He said, then that is kirtan. Most of us won't have any attraction to that. Somebody off in the corner, Gurudev Kripa Bindudiya, what's he doing? Oh, let's go to that kirtan. Look how everyone is sitting in a beautiful circle, how everything is so perfect, it sounds so nectar to my ears. Look at how all the girls are dancing in time. Wow, isn't that beautiful? And we think this is real kirtan. It might be, and it might not be. And those persons who are performing, they may know what their desire is. Are they looking for anything else? Are they endeavoring to serve and please Guru Gauranga Radha Krishna? Whereas that person in the corner might be a nobody, or somebody that no one really cares to recognize. They don't think anything of it. It doesn't sound nice. It doesn't look nice. It doesn't please my senses. And therefore I have no attraction to it. But if their heart is breaking and they're crying to Krishna, crying to Gurudev, crying to Vaishnavas, crying to Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, we might not be attracted, but Krishna will be attracted. Mahaprabhu will be attracted. Nityananda Prabhu, Guru and Vaishnavas will be attracted to that kirtan. The other one, they will see it as a vice if there's no bhakti there. So this is the essential. And Gurudev here is saying, even though there may be some mistake in it, but if it is done solely for the pleasure of Bhagavan, it will be accepted as genuine bhakti. Next, Narad spoke this verse, Brihad Bhagavatamrita 2.4, 2.10. Siddhi syad bhagavad drishtya trinas samananadapi sakrit ucharana nama bhasasya shravanatata. If with Bhagavad buddhi, buddhi means intelligence or awareness, awareness of Bhagavan's presence, one offers obeisance even to a piece of straw, or offers something to that straw with great feeling and shows it respect, then this action will be the fulfiller of desires and the giver of perfection. This was one of the things that really impacted me when I first came to our Srila Gurudev. How merciful Bhagavan is. There are people that have never heard of God. They grow up on some island somewhere and all they know is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. But still, in their heart something comes. Maybe from previous lifetimes, sukriti, or anything. They may have received some grace somehow. And a feeling comes up in their heart. These existential questions. What am I doing here? What is it all about? What is the truth? I want to know the truth. And Gurudev said they may pick up a straw. A straw, and they're looking. If the truth is here, please reveal yourself. I want to know the truth. Because Bhagavan is present everywhere. And nothing moves, not one single electron, nothing, not a quark moves without his sanction. In one sense you can say there is nothing separate from him. everything, every particle is not independent from Bhagavan. Nothing. So if you have some sincerity, a little bit, He will receive your sincere prayer even through that medium. If you have sincerity. Not that He won't be aware in one way or another if you're not sincere, but that sincerity is attractive to Him. And He will arrange the necessary association for you to progress. And I remember hearing that from Gurudev, thinking, wow, how merciful is Krishna. Somebody will say, oh, that's worse than idolatry. You're picking up a straw. But what if they don't know? They have no knowledge of anything. But still in their heart, this movement comes. I want to know the truth. Please. I remember there was a song, I think it was Mangalananda. Many of you might recognize it. I remember hearing it many, many times when I was younger. It's the song on his one album. Was it Change of Heart? And then there's one song, Questions on Your Mind. And he's saying, O Lord of the universe, be merciful and tell me why I was made to want to live, though I'm forced to die. Tell me why. But these questions can come up. He doesn't know what he's looking for. He's just grabbing onto something. Help me in some way or another. And if someone has this mood of sincerity, Bhagavan will hear this prayer. Saranga Sharanagati Hoibe Jahar Tahara Prarthana Shuni Sri Nanda Kumar. If one is surrendering like this, he will hear that prayer and he will arrange the necessary association. So this really impacted me greatly when Srila Gurudev spoke about it like that. That even through a straw, if you are sincere. So here he's confirming that again. If with awareness of Bhagavan's presence, one offers obeisance even to a piece of straw, or offers something to that straw with great feeling and shows it respect, then this action will be the fulfiller of desires and the giver of perfection. And remembering the name of his son, Ajamil, unknowingly achieved a spiritual destination. Yes, unknowingly. If we have given one of our family members the name of a Radha Dasi, or the name of a Krishna Das, such as Madan Mohan, will there be any result from that? Certainly there will be benefit, even though calling out the Lord's name in this way is abhas, a semblance of pure chanting. In this way, Narad has said that with Bhagavad Buddhi, anyone can offer respect even to a piece of straw. Why? Because in this world, there is nothing that is not related to Bhagavan. Is there anything? No. All objects are the abode of Bhagavan. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada confirms this. He said that Krishna is present within every atom of all creation, but he's not alone. Srimati Radhika is there. All of his associates. Vrindavan is present within every atom. If we have the eyes to see, then we will see the presence of our Ishtadev everywhere. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is confirmed in the verse glorifying Sri Srika Goswami that our Gurudev would chant before every class, Yang Pravrajantam Anupetyam Apetya Krityam Vaipayano Viraha Katarayajuhava Putreti Tanmayataya Tarabo Vinedus Tan Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munimanatosmi. He's saying, I see my Gurudev situated within the heart of every living entity. Tan Sarvabhuta. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada is confirming that the Uttam Bhagavat does not exactly see the workings of this material world or the material energy. Rather, they see their Ishtadev, their worshipful Lord, present within everything. And who's Ishtadev? If one's Ishtadev is Krishna of Vrindavan, then they understand that he's not alone. He's there with Srimati Radhika, with all of his transcendental associates. Vrindavan Dham is present there, within every atom of creation. What an amazing, all-encompassing, transcendental view. All-accommodating. It's so powerful, so big, so beautiful, and also down to the microcosmic level, all at the same time. That is the nature of the Absolute. He is absolute, and everything about him is absolute. And he can expand himself infinitely and absolutely and still be complete in himself. That is the first verse of Sri Ishopanishad. Om Purnam Mada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. So here Gurudeva is saying, unknowingly, even if you give the name of the Lord to any of your children or family members, just name them something to remind you of Krishna. What happened to Ajamil? Ajamil was raised in a very, very devout, dharmic Brahmin family. And from his very youth, he was always serving the Lord. He learned so much and he was very devotional. But due to one sense which was left unchecked, he had witnessed something which acted like a hook and pulled him fully into the material energy. He fell in love with somebody who was engaged in nefarious activities and became very attached to her and forgot all of his dharma and began doing all kinds of adharmic activities to maintain his relationship with her. He had many children with her and he was living also a very simple life. But he had named his children as Vedic culture tells one to do. He had named his children according to the names of the Lord. So his very youngest, he named Narayan. Narayan. And it just so happened that at the time of his death, because he was so simple, all of these terrible, horrifying messengers of Yamaraj, known as Yamadutas, were literally ripping his subtle body out of his gross body, and they were taking him toward hell. And he was so afraid, he couldn't think of what to do at that time. He just began calling for his son. Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. Our acharyas have explained that at that time, even though for all of that time he was just calling him Narayan, because he had so much affection for his son, he remembered that name. And then at that moment, something happened. He remembered his previous seva, his samskars from before, the impressions that he had developed in his service to the Lord. And at that moment, the Vishnudutas showed up. 4. 3 Yamadutas, 4 Vishnudutas. So those Vishnudutas manifested in front and they stopped the Yamadutas from taking him from that jiva with the subtle body from the gross body. And the Yamadutas and Vishnudutas were having a very strong philosophical conversation. And really it was mostly about the power of the holy names of the Lord. How powerful and potent they are. What is it? Shraddhaya helayava. If one chants with faith or even in neglect, but still chanting the names of the Lord, all transcendental benefit can come to them. So what was he chanting there? It was neglectfully. He wasn't thinking of the Supreme Lord, but it was namabhas. Semblance of. Because he was chanting the name, but not with an offensive mood, with affection, but toward his son. But still some remembrance came also. So by that namabhas, which is a semblance of, or a reflection of, or even a shadow of the pure name, not the pure name, he was able to receive the mercy of the associates of Srimad Narayan, the Vishnudutas, who were glorifying Sri Harinam Prabhu, glorifying the Lord, glorifying the holy name of the Lord. And this conversation which took place, this purified his heart because he was hearing from the pure devotees of the Lord. The questions were being asked by Yamadutas, and these Vishnudutas were giving all Shastric and Tatric answers. And Ajamil was witnessing all of this. By this, his heart was purified, and he was given another chance. He realized at that time that all of my attachment to this material world is binding me here. Let me go away from all of this. So he went to Badrik Ashram in the Himalayas. And as Prahlad Maharaj said, Vanam gato yad harim ashrayeta. Or one should renounce this material world and go to the forest and completely surrender to Sri Hari Krishna. So, following that path, Ajamil went there, completely dedicated his life in the service of the Lord, chanting the Lord's holy names until his heart was completely purified. And then at the end of his life, he was given perfection. He attained perfection. So this is a lesson for all of us. If you have a cat, or if you have a dog, or children, or husband or wife, you should always somehow remember the names of the Lord. Sometimes Sudevi wants to call me nicknames because it's not technically proper to call one's husband or wife by their proper names. But Srila Gurudev gave me the name Kishori Mohan Das. And I was thinking, every time she says that name, Kishori, his name means Srimati Radhika, and Mohan means who is attracting her. And I was thinking, you know, if she could call me honey, or babe, or whatever people call people, pumpkin, and all of the other things they call each other, sugar. So many nicknames can be there, but which one of those is going to remind me of Krishna? Kishori Mohan will remind me of Krishna. Kishori Mohan can remind her of Krishna. And so, technically you're not supposed to do that. She's not calling me by my birth name, she's calling me by my Guru Diksha name, so. But for our benefit. Some people name their cats and dogs. One devotee, she named her dog Nitai. And all the time, Nitai, 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 Nitai. And in the street also, she's calling Nitai, 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 Nitai. And everyone's like, what's your dog's name? Nitai. Oh, Nitai, like that. And she's making some kind of agyata sukriti, although she's might be thinking of her dog. And all of these people who have never heard the name Nitai are also hearing that name. And they're also repeating that name. And from that, millions of lifetimes of bondage in the material world can be removed, and some sukriti, something can begin to manifest. It has to start somewhere. So it's important, Gurudev says, if we have given one of our family members the name of a Radha Dasi, or the name of a Krishna Das, such as Madan Mohan, will there be any results? Certainly there will be benefit. Even though calling... What? My grandmother. Yes? My grandmother, she only had one son. And that one son became a devotee, disciple of Srila Prabhupada. She always called him by his name that she gave him. But my father gave us devotees' names. So my brother's birth name is Nitai Chaitanya. My name was Mandali Bhadra. So she always called me Mandali. She always called him Nitai. My sister's name is Radhika Charana. So she always called her Radhika. My father's, my stepmother's name is Huh? Mother. Yes. But her name is Radha Gokulananda. So my grandmother always would call her Radha. And so again and again and again and again and again, hundreds and thousands of times, she's calling Nitai, Radha, Radhika, and also saying the name of Krishna. Well, you know, yeah, I tell my friends, she was telling us before she departed from this world, you know, my friends are asking me, you know, so what's up with your family? And they say, oh yeah, my son and my children, they're Hare Krishnas, they chant Hare Krishna. You know, she was saying all of these things. And it's not like she was so favorable or anything, but still, she continuously was resounding these names. We cannot say that there was no benefit from that. And her grandchildren's names, my brother's children, they were both born on the disappearance of Rupa Goswami 2 years apart. So one was named Sri Rupa, and the other one was named Sanatan. So she calls her Rupa and Sanatan. And my brother's wife's name is Anuradha, so she calls her Anuradha. So, hey, you know, it's great. And of course, Sudevi, she said that so many times. And her name was Sue. Her name was Sue. And my grandfather asked, like, what does Sudevi mean anyway? And Sudevi was like, well, Sue means like super, and Devi means...
Sue means beautiful and Devi means goddess.
Sue means beautiful and Devi means goddess. So he started looking at his wife, and he's like, Sudevi. Let's keep going. Fan. Where's that? Excuse me. They're building upstairs.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cement dust coming through the upper window. Excuse me. Even my grandfather, before he left this world, he told me, you know, when I had my, he fell and he hit his head and he was unconscious for some time. And when he came out of it, he told me, you know what? I haven't told anyone else, but I'm going to tell you. You know all that stuff you've been talking about? He's like, I saw beings when I was unconscious. He said, I saw beings. I know there's something else. I know there's something else. And he was always an avowed atheist. You know, he's like, whatever. But in the last few conversations we had, he would always end it with Haribol, Haribol. And I was quite shocked, because he always used to mock us, make fun of us. But that time, he was saying Haribol at the end of every phone conversation. So you never know what a little bit of the names, repetitively hearing the names and saying the names of Krishna and his devotees can do for someone. Well, you do know. It'll give them spiritual benefit. Oh, certainly there will be benefit, even though calling out the Lord's name in this way is abhas, a semblance of pure chanting. Oh, thank you for blessing Grandma Sue. In this way, Nard has said that with Bhagavad Buddhi, anyone can offer respect even to a piece of straw. Why? Oh. Because in this world there is nothing that isn't related to Bhagavan. Is there anything? No. All objects are the abode of Bhagavan. There is nothing that isn't related to him. If we see that Bhagavan is even within a donkey, then because of this vision, will we have to take birth as a donkey? No. It isn't like that. It is written somewhere that tilak was applied to a donkey. And tulsi neck beads placed around his neck. The people were saying that if one didn't offer pranam to the donkey, then that person would not obtain bhakti. So someone was devoutly offering pranam to the donkey. Yes, if one does this with the vision that Bhagavan is in all things, there is no harm. But thinking that this donkey is Bhagavan, that is polluted intelligence. So we should understand that Bhagavan is everywhere, but we should not think that the donkey is Bhagavan.
And also, once you know better, you don't continue doing that.
Did you hear that? Sudevi said, and also, once you know better, you don't continue doing that. Prahlad Maharaj offered pranam to everything, to the birds, to the animals, insects, straw. Why? Because he understood that without the presence of Bhagavan, nothing can exist. Not because this is Bhagavan himself. Does that make sense? He understood that without the presence of Bhagavan, nothing can exist. Not that everything is Bhagavan himself. Then I would be worshipping this microphone the same as I would be worshipping Thakurji. That would be offensive to Thakurji. In this connection, one devotee wrote me recently, and because I was talking about Japamala a few days back, this devotee wrote and said that someone actually took away his Japamala. They, kind of as a joke, but never returned them. The ones that they received from Gurudev, and they were quite upset and angry about it for a long time. And so, because Gurudev made a heavy statement, you can lose your life but not your mala. And he was feeling really upset. And so he asked me, how to reconcile that. And I said, if it's beyond your control, if someone takes it, steals it, and won't give it back or has lost it, then there's nothing you can do about that. But more importantly is what Sri Guru has placed inside. Sri Guru has placed Harinam Prabhu, Krishna himself, within your heart, your own Ishtadev. You can wake up and develop that relationship with your Ishtadev. And so I was giving him a little bit of encouragement that the devotees who were imprisoned within Russia for being Hare Krishnas, they didn't have japa beads with them, but they made japa beads. They told us this in, where were we, Lithuania. They said that they had to chew on bread until the bread became like gluten, very hard, and then they would make beads out of it and dry it. And then they would string that together, and that's how they would make japa beads. They would chant on those beads, and they would chew up bread. But their intention was to chant on japa mala and serve Krishna. What was Mahaprabhu chanting on? You know the Brahmin underwear, it's two straps, a thinner strap and a thicker strap. And they tie this thinner strap around the waist, the thicker strap underneath. Mahaprabhu was chanting on one of those straps, the one that ties around the waist. He had tied knots in it, and he would chant on that. So if one's intention is to serve Krishna, will Krishna not accept that intention? If you cannot control the situation around you, what has happened? Someone has taken this thing, they've removed it, they stole it, they've not returned it, they lost it, there's nothing I can do. And then I mentioned that Krishna is everywhere. The pure devotees, they see that Krishna is present everywhere. And here we're given the example of Prahlad Maharaj, that he's seeing that Krishna is even within a stone pillar. And it was proven. Hiranyakashipu is like, where is he? Prahlad said, he's everywhere. And he said, everywhere. Is he here? Is he here? Is he there? Prahlad's like, yes, he's everywhere. Is he in this pillar? And Hiranyakashipu was just about to sever the head of his own son with his sword. He was so furious, so angry. And he was like, is he in this pillar? And Prahlad said, yes. And he took the butt of that sword and smashed it against that pillar. He said, then I will kill him. And immediately a very loud, roaring sound, so tremendous and so powerful that animals in distant lands were crying out in fear. This loud, roaring sound manifested from all directions. And this Hiranyakashipu was looking where, here and there, and everywhere. Where is that sound coming from? And then from that pillar burst forth the most amazing form. Form looking like a half man, half lion. With his head all the way up to the clouds. Eyes brimming with fire and anger. Long nails. Very fierce looking form. And Hiranyakashipu was looking at it, trying to size him up. What is this? Never seen anything like this before. It was a personification of the anger of the Lord toward the demon who was harassing the Lord's own pure devotee, Prahlad, who was always giving pleasure and happiness to Krishna. So Krishna appeared in this amazing, magnificent form as Sri Narasimhadev Bhagavan. Fighting ensued for quite a long time, until finally Narasimhadev Bhagavan fulfilled all of the promises of Brahma to Hiranyakashipu and dispatched of this demon once and for all. Sri Narasimhadev Bhagavan ki jai. Sri Prahlad was seeing his Ishtadev everywhere, in everything, because he saw that everything was connected to Krishna. It's not that Prahlad was giving the same equal respect to every little thing that he was to Krishna, but he would offer pranam everywhere because he saw his Ishtadev everywhere. As Krishna says, for one who sees everything in me, who sees me in everything and everything in me, I am never lost to him, nor is he ever lost to me. And Devaki also quoted that verse from Bhagavad Gita. What was that verse? Vidya vinaya sampane brahmane gavihashtini shini chaiva swapakecha pandita samadarshinaha. that learned sage sees with equal vision. Gentle sage. With equal vision. A Brahmin, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and also a dog eater. He sees them equally. Brahmane, a cow. Brahmane, gavi, that's a cow. Hashtini, elephant. Shuni, chaiva, swapakecha. Dog and a dog eater. Why? Because he's seeing the presence of the Lord everywhere and in everything. So he sees with equal vision everything. Okay, it looks like there was a question. As long as Meera reminds you of Krishna. Oh, Haribol, Grandpa, and whatever beings you saw. He said Haribol. Let me just check here. Oh, it was gone for a little bit. How can a devotee take the mala given to a godbrother from his Gurudev? I remembered once, it was Bhaktivedanta Maharaja. He hung his mala on the hook outside of the bathroom, went to the bathroom, came out, it was gone. It was the mala he had received from his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj. Our Srila Gurudev was very, very upset, very angry. I don't know if his mala came back, but Maharaja was completely desperate, so upset that someone had just taken his mala. And also once someone, Sudevi's sister, she went to the store and she just left her japa mala inside the car. The windows were closed, car was locked. When she came out, someone had broken the car window and taken the bag. They didn't know it was a japa mala, they just grabbed the bag. Because maybe it had something of value in it, which it did, much more valuable than any material treasure of this world. She was so upset, she was weeping and crying, desolate, desperate. Where is my mala? Someone stole my mala, they broke the window. And she let us know, and we went immediately and told Srila Gurudev. And Sudevi, she just made a comment, she said, I feel sorry for whoever it was that stole that mala. We told Gurudev what happened. He was really upset. Someone broke her window and stole her mala. He was like, ah. You could see his mamata, his possessive mood toward this disciple who was violated in such a way. They stole her mala. So then Gurudev chanted on another mala for her. We weren't anywhere near her. We were far away, but he chanted on another one for her. And then when we saw her next, we gave that japa mala to her. Okay, so, but this is the point of what I was saying, is that if our intention is to serve and please Krishna, then everything can be auspicious. Whatever happens around us, we will be able to understand and see it in a way that's favorable. It could be that maybe I did not have so much real care for my japa mala. Maybe I was neglecting, maybe I was not so connected, or I didn't value enough, and now that thing was taken from me. And what happened as a result? I began crying, I began praying, I began weeping to Gurudev, to Krishna, and making a vow, for example, making a vow that I promise I will not neglect it again. I promise I will take better care. I promise I will not make my mala fast or starve. You know, all of these moods can come up. And which one would Krishna appreciate more? Which one will attract Krishna more? Someone gets in, rolls their mala, I'm talking jibber jabber japa, talking nonsense, whatever, sitting there, falling asleep with it, or crying, chanting. Maybe now I only have my fingers and I'm just chanting and praying, you know, please forgive me for being neglectful. One is with feeling, with relationship, with hope, with desperation. The other one is maybe with neglect. So that could actually be auspicious and merciful if it brings about that feeling, that mood. Srila Gurudev said in this connection that the sole reason for the disappearance of Sri Guru from our life is to increase that mood of attachment, that mood of weeping, that mood of crying out, that mood of hope and prayer, to increase that feeling of separation, which increases that mood of depth of relationship. So we've come full circle, right back to relationship. So on this note, praying to the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Varga, that they will be merciful to us and increase our longing for transcendental, devotional depth of relationship to always increase. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai, Gaura Bhaktivedanta ki jai, Gaura Premanande.
Hari
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 Bol.
Bol.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So thank you all very much for being with us today
Thank you.
and giving us the opportunity to remember and reflect upon the beautiful teachings of our Gurudev and our Guru Varga. And especially for giving us the opportunity to do our Guru Seva, which is our life and soul. For that we are completely indebted to all of you. We look forward to being with you tomorrow and continuing our journey going beyond Vaikuntha. Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna. Radhe
Radhe Radhe.
Radha Vinu Bihari Ju ki
Jai.
jai. Sachinandana Gaur Hari
Ki
ki
jai.
jai.
Hope you feel better, Mamata. Radhe Radhe. Dandavat.